Welcome to a 2.1 million Norwegian krona apartment in Longyearbyen. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to Svalbard, everyone. We are in Longyearbyen, the world's northernmost town. Well, northernmost depending on what criteria you're looking at. This is the northernmost town with over 1,000 in population. Today, I'm going to take you on a tour of an apartment in the village. As you know, I live in a cabin 10 minutes outside of our main village, Longyearbyen. But this is not the norm of living on Svalbard. Only a handful of people actually live in their cabins. Most people just have them as weekend homes. So 99% of our population in Longyearbyen live in the village. But before we take a tour of the apartment, I think I need to address the sudden change in scenery. Yes, we have had a snowstorm in September.
This is wild! It's September! Look at this! They're huge, the snowflakes! This is proper snow! Why do we have a snowstorm in September?
If there is something that we do know here on Svalbard, it is that the weather changes quickly. In a few hours, it went from golden autumn to winter. I do think that this will melt though, and that we will have some autumn again, because that is usually how it goes. But I think this might be the earliest I've experienced this much snow, and I love it.
Maybe our lives were not meant to collide from the start, but who could foresee the fall? Maybe it's time to decide what to do with the fact that it happens to us all. From time to time it all comes around, and no one knows the end. We're all building bridges slowly, tearing them down fast to start over. We're all trying to come over memories of the past and start over. The past can start over. Start over.
Welcome to a 2.1 million Norwegian krona apartment in Longyearbyen. Let's check it out. I love this apartment. You might be wondering, where are you? Who lives here? This is Lynn's apartment. You've seen Lynn in some of my videos. She is one of my best friends. Right now she's working on a ship, so she's out on the fjords looking at polar bears and having a good time. And I said to her, can I just borrow your apartment for a day and make a video? Because I haven't really shown like how you live like a normal local in Longyearbyen, so I thought this was a great opportunity. I have stayed in many different apartments in the village before I moved out to my cabin. Never in an apartment as nice as this though. So she really got herself a good place when she bought this. She bought this around, I think 2 years ago now. So when she bought it, there were a couple of properties on the market. Longyearbyen is kind of notorious for not having a lot of places either selling each year or up for rent. We have had kind of a housing crisis for quite a long time. So when this came on the market and she was looking to maybe buy something, I just said, you have to go and see this. It looks like the view from here and the space, it looks just incredible. So she did. She went here and she absolutely loved it. And what's so funny about Longyearbyen is that when something comes on the market, sometimes people just go, no, it's gonna be so expensive, we can't go, we're not gonna put in a bid. That's what happened to our cabin. So she was the only person bidding on this apartment. How crazy. So she got this for 2.1 million Norwegian kroner, and that is a pretty good price. I think right now this would go for like quite a lot more, just because also everything is crazy right now. All the prices have just gone, you know, mad. So this was definitely an incredible decision, and she got herself a really good place. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and you have this incredible living area with the views and the kitchen, and I don't know, it's just airy and beautiful. I sound like a real estate agent. I think that I could 100% go into real estate. If I ever get bored, you'll see me selling apartments in Longyearbyen. Or if this doesn't work out, guys, if you leave me, I'll be here selling Lynn's apartment. But let's have a look at some of the areas in the apartment. So this is the kitchen. I think it's a pretty good size. She hasn't made any changes to any of the cabinets or anything since she moved in. I think she said that she wants to kind of live here first, and also now she's working on a boat, so she's not even here like half of the time. But I think she said that she wants to improve things as she goes. But I think it's a really good starting point. It's wide and bright, and you know, it has what you need. Look, storage. Look at that. The bedroom. It's very spacious. This has so much space in it. Also the really high ceilings. There's also a wardrobe right here, and she's left it pretty like empty and airy. I quite like that. There is a lot of wardrobes. I'm gonna peek in here, Lynn. What do you got there? Yeah, this is a pretty good space, I must say. Look, it's me and Lynn. So when you live here, you pay 10,000 kroners quarterly, and that covers all of the costs within the building, as well as, what's it called? Fellesavgift. So you get washing machine, you get, you know, upkeep of the house and stuff like that. What you also get with your apartment is a bod. So in here, which I can't open. Oh, she didn't lock it. That also says a lot about Longyearbyen. Nothing is ever locked. But so you get one of these storage rooms, and I think this is one of the most coveted things when you get an apartment, is their storage, because we have so many things. So with these apartments, everybody gets their own storage room, which is ideal, and also that it's inside is really nice. So that's a good place to put all of your stuff. What you also get is a laundry room, because not many units have in apartment laundry. Some do, but not many. So let's go and check that out. It says that after 11 p.m. you should not use your washing machine. So what they've done in this laundry room is they've divided it up by which apartments can use which ones, and I kind of like that. That means that you always have like I think they've put their own in here as well. Okay, that's exciting. So they have the ones that everybody can use divided up by apartment, and then other people can put their private ones in here. That's really nice. I think that's good also to make sure that you have laundry all the time, because there's quite a lot of apartments in here. And when I've lived in an apartment building, there's never been a system of how to book a laundry machine. You just had to go down here and, you know, make sure that maybe one's free. This is quite nice. So this is the washing room. 100 points. I like it. As always, you leave your shoes at the door. Have these huge wardrobes. This is something that is so necessary because we have, what, like a ton of winter jackets and they need to go somewhere and they could literally have their own apartment. That's how much, well, how many jackets I have anyway. I had to give so many away because they couldn't fit anymore. And I have a whole wall like this. And also here's the bathroom. So this is right in the hallway, which I kind of think also is the best place. If you have people over, it's very accessible. It's not right next to the kitchen. It's not right next to over there. It's a good use of space. Thumbs up. If this apartment was out on the market for rent, I think the price would be somewhere around maybe 13,000 kronor a month. And that's for a 1-bedroom apartment. Prices have gone up like quite a lot since I moved here. 7 years ago, I lived in an apartment just right up there. It was a very shitty apartment, but I think it was something like 6,000 kronor monthly for a 1-bedroom. And then I moved into, I've lived in, I think 8 different places or something in the village. But then when I moved to a place called Elversletta, I think we paid around 7,000 or 9,000 kronor monthly. And that is now around 13,000. So rent has gone up, but I guess that's the way it is. It's, you know, demand also. A lot of people are looking for apartments. There are not that many on the market. And then you kind of end up paying that kind of price. But I think for this one being so nice and so fresh and like a really good view and airy and light, I would say that I would be happy paying 13,000 kronor for this. You pay 10,000 kronor quarterly, and that covers everything that is fällesareal. I know she says she pays for internet 1,200 kronor monthly. No, quarterly. If you compare living in an apartment in the village to living in a cabin, I think electricity is gonna be a huge one. She pays 1,200 kronor quarterly. We pay almost 2,000 kronor monthly. And then in winter, I think we pay around 3,000 kronor monthly for our electricity. Also, one thing to really note is that even though prices are going up on electricity on the mainland, we source our own electricity through the coal mine that we have active, and it's called mine number 7. That is why electricity prices are basically the same, because we are doing the same as before. It's not costing the village anything else. So you have the power plant that is located just right here in the village actually. And then you have the mine where they mine the coal from. Also, heating in these houses goes central. So you have these radiators that are, I think, run on water, and then you have the pipes going through the entire. So in her bedroom, you have exposed pipes. Very, very normal for here. To be able to buy an apartment in Longyearbyen, you actually have to be a local for, I think it's at least 6 months. But getting an apartment right now is a little bit difficult. I haven't seen anything on the market for a few months, I think. And right now we also had a huge fire that burned down 12 apartments. 3, I think it was full buildings, just went up in smoke, and that is, everybody got out okay, thankfully. So I mean, that is just a crisis. So it's gonna be probably a bit difficult to find them housing. Before, this was a company town, so Store Norske, which was the company that, you know, had this town, owned everything. But now most of the buildings and everything are owned by different bigger companies, and then some people, of course, own their own. But at the end of the day, Sysselmannen and the government owns all land. And if you want to make any changes, it's just like it is in, you know, Norway and Sweden. You have to apply to the community council to be allowed to make certain changes, depending on what it is. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of a regular apartment in Longyearbyen. This is what you could expect to live in if you come here, and I think it kind of shows you just what an average place would look like in town. Also a little bit about what it costs. You would probably be looking at paying around 10 to 13,000 Norwegian kroners monthly for a 1-bedroom. Then if you want a 2-bedroom, they start going up into 17,000 kroners. If you're a family and you want to live in one of the kind of bigger houses, I know they're up to like 25,000 kroners a month. And so thank you to Lynn, and we can't wait for her to come back, but I don't think I'm gonna see her until November. Let's head on to the next adventure. We are back home. I've walked Grim and it is so quickly getting dark now in the evenings. Look, the blue light is back. It really goes just like, it feels like it was just, you know, a week ago the sun started setting and already it's like 7 p.m. and it starts to get dark. I'm so excited. So I hope you found that interesting to see what an apartment looks like in Longyearbyen. That was, I think, a good representation of that kind of price range and also what they can look like. Lynn has a beautiful home and I really love it. I think that I could totally get into real estate, and if I would have chosen a different career path, I would probably be interested in doing real estate and being a realtor. But to be a realtor, I feel like you have to be quite sharp with the numbers. And in my day-to-day life, I don't challenge my brain that much, I've realized. I mean, I am one to hyperfixate on things. Do you remember my Rubik's Cube phase? My new phase has been to do IQ tests online just because I find them fascinating and I always think that I'm gonna be, you know, admitted to Mensa. The problem is there that they don't tell you anything about what you've done wrong. So that is why it's really good that I found Brilliant. Because Brilliant will actually make me a better thinker and problem solver, and they will also tell me why I'm not solving a problem in the right way.
Brilliant is the best way to learn math, science, and computer science interactively. They have thousands of lessons with exclusive new content added monthly. My favorite course is currently Logic because you can literally apply it to anything in your life. And I am sure it's going to help me with my IQ tests. Brilliant has tons of different courses, and there's everything from scientific thinking to foundational math to quantum mechanics.
I always found STEM to be those subjects in school that I found difficult and that I didn't really get. And I think it has a lot to do with how they were taught. What's really good about Brilliant is that they teach you skills in a fun and interesting way.
Brilliant has this learn by doing approach that actually makes me understand it. Just learning a little bit every day can have a huge impact, and I really enjoy challenging my brain. Brilliant doesn't just teach you the basics, they have college level content for you to work your way up to. What is also great is that I can download courses for offline use, which is perfect for me when I'm out and about with no phone reception.
To get started for free, visit brilliant.com/Cecilia or go to the link in the description. The first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's premium annual subscription. So thank you so much to Brilliant and to all of you guys for being here. Should we just sit down and have a tea maybe? Solve my logic? I'm in the middle of one with the robots and it just looks so easy, but my brain's like, I don't understand. So I need to get through this problem and then I can go to bed. Not yet.